Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the Spigot series. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can make a plugin that lets you skip the night. So what I'll do is set the time to 11:900, which is shortly before it starts to get dark. And then when it starts to get dark, we're going to get a message saying a vote has started to skip the night. We can vote yes or no. We can just do it by clicking these messages here. So we'll say no, and it says the vote results, yes, 0, no, 1, the vote failed, night will continue. Let's do it again. So now we can vote yes if you want to by clicking yes, or we can also do vote yes. Now it says vote results. The vote has passed. Yes, 1. Setting time today. So it's a pretty simple plugin overall, but I think it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and implement it. All right, let's get started. So first we're going to make a new managers package. Then we're going to create a new vote manager. So this will be responsible for anything voting related, like starting the vote, handling cast votes, ending the vote, all kinds of stuff like that, right? So first we'll need a way of storing the current votes that have been made. So we'll do private final hash map, and we'll do a UID. And then we'll also do a boolean. So this will be whether the person identified by the UID voted yes or no to skip the night or not, okay? So we could do votes is equal to new hash map like that. So now every time someone votes, of course, we'll add them to this hash map. So whenever we start a vote, let's go ahead and clear the hash map because we want to remove any remaining data from it. And let's just make a message that, tells everyone that the vote has started and how they can vote, right? It's not going to be a pretty message to start with. We're just going to get the main functionality going, and then we'll make it look better after, okay? So we'll do bucket.get online players, get online players dot for each, and we'll just loop through all the online players and send them this message. Okay, so this is what the message looks like. We're going to say in gold, a vote has started to skip the night, and then vote yes with a slash vote yes, and then vote no with a slash vote no. So that'll just tell the player how to vote. Pretty simple to understand. And then now what we want to do is, give some time for the players to vote, however long you want that to be. And then after that amount of time, we're going to process the votes, count the votes and see if we're going to skip the night or not. The way that we can do this is with a delayed task. So we could do, for example, bucket.getScheduler, getScheduler.run task later. And now we just need an instance of the plugin, the actual thing that we're trying to run, and how long to wait. So we can simply make it so that after we send the message to all the players telling them how to vote, after 30 seconds, for example, it'll run a method, and then that method will process all the votes. Pretty simple, I think. So we're going to need an instance of the plugin. So the way I like to do that is just do private final night skip, the main plugin class plugin. We're going to initialize this in the constructor. So back here now, private final vote manager, and down here we can do this dot vote manager is equal to new vote manager, and then pass in this. Oh, let me just take away final to fix that. So now when the server starts up, when we enable the plugin, it's going to create the new vote manager instance, pass in the main plugin instance, and then now we'll be able to send all the messages and then also do the task here. So we can do now plugin, and now here it's asking for either a runnable or a consumer of a bucket task. So we can actually just use a regular method for this. We can do private void process vote results like that. And then now here we can do all the, the counting and everything like that. So now here we can do this process vote results. And finally, we need the delay. This is going to be in ticks. So 1 second is 20 ticks. So this means that if we want 30 seconds, it'd be 30 times 20, which is 600. So we'll try that out like that. L stands for long. First things first, we want to count the votes. So this will do it. So votes for day, votes for night. We're going to go through all the votes in the votes hash map here. So this is our votes hash map. We're just going to go through all the values. We don't really care about who voted in this case. We just care about which way they voted. So we'll go through all of those booleans and then count them for whichever one they voted for, right? After that, we can then calculate keep day is equal to votes for day is greater than votes for night. So if the amount of votes for day is greater than the votes for night, we will keep the day. We'll also say if it's equal, okay? So if the votes for day is greater than or equal to votes for night, then we'll keep the day, okay? I'm just going to paste this part because you probably don't want to see me type all this out. But this will just paste the message showing the results. It looks pretty fancy, you'll see. But we have this border here. We're going to print the border. And then we'll have a title saying vote results. And we'll say how many voted for what. So yes, however many votes for yes. And then no, how many votes for no. And then after that, we're going to say, different messages depending on the outcome. So if it's keep day, then we'll say the vote passed, setting time to day. Otherwise, if the vote did not pass, we'll say the vote failed, night will continue, and then we'll end with the border again. So now right here, since the vote did pass, we need to actually change the time. So for this simple plugin, we're going to make it so that it just sets it for all worlds. But if you wanted this plugin to be more advanced, you can make it work per world. So you could have different votes for different worlds. So the players in that specific world can choose whether their world becomes day or stays as night. So hopefully that makes sense. So for now, we'll just do for world bucket.get worlds, And then for all the worlds, we'll do world.set time to 1000, which should just set it to the beginning of the day. And then finally, now we can go back to the very bottom here. And now we just want to reset everything. So we'll say votes.clear. And then now one thing I want to add is a Boolean just to make sure that multiple votes are not started at once. So we can go up to the top here and say private Boolean vote active. And we'll set this to false by default. And so when we start a new vote, we're going to say if this dot vote active. If that's true, then we're going to return. Otherwise, we'll set it to true, because now we're starting a new vote. And then down here, after we process all the vote results, we can then go and do vote active to false. This is just a simple way of making it so that we cannot start multiple votes at once. Now we have two options. We can either figure out how we can start the vote, how we're going to handle that logic, or we can make it so that we can have the actual vote commands. Let's start with that one. I think that one's easier. So we'll make a new commands package. We'll do our same checks as always. We'll see if the sender is a player. If they're not a player, we'll say only players can vote. Now we also want to check to see if the vote is active, because we don't want the player to be able to vote if there's no vote active, of course. That doesn't even make sense. So we'll go back to our vote manager and add a method for that. We'll say public boolean is vote active. So we'll just simply return this dot vote active like that. So now back in the vote command, we can do, well, first of all, we need to get our vote manager inside of here. So vote manager, pass it into the constructor. Then now we could do if the vote manager vote is not active. If it's not active, we can do player.send message. There is no active vote at the moment. You want to make sure that they have the required arguments. So args.length is, let's just say if it's less than 1, we don't care about if it's greater than 1. We just want to grab the first argument, which is yes or no. So we want to say player.send message /vote yes or no. This will just tell them how to properly do it. So vote yes or no. Okay, easy peasy. And then finally, we can get that argument. So string vote is equal to args 0 to lowercase. And now we just need to check to see which option they provided, yes or no, or something else. So there's different ways you can do that. You could use an if statement, or you could do a switch. So we'll say switch vote case yes. So we'll say yes and then break, and then case no. And then finally, we'll just have a default case, because I'm assuming people will try running the command without providing these two different options. So we'll have a default for that. That just tells them, they provided the wrong option. So we'll just copy this here. There we go. So now it'll just tell them how to properly run it if they did not provide the right option, okay? Hopefully this all makes sense. So we're just checking to see if it's a player, check to see if there's vote active. If there's a vote active, we'll just make sure they ran the command correctly. Grab the argument, check to see if it's yes. If it's yes, we'll cast yes. If it's no, we'll cast no. Pretty simple. Okay, so now we'll go back to the vote manager and add the method for casting a vote. So we'll go public void cast vote. So for this one, we want a UID of the player who voted. So UID, and then a Boolean vote. So if it's yes or no, right? Let's just validate again that the vote is active, even though we already checked it. So we'll say is vote active. If this is true, then we'll allow them to cast it. So votes.put UID and then vote. The cool thing about hash maps is even if that player is already in the hash map, it won't put it again, of course, because every identifier, every key is unique. So if we try putting a UID that's already in there, it won't hurt anything, okay? So we'll put that in there, and it'll record that as yes or no. Then I'm just going to add the simple message here. We're going to make a vote message that says, depending on if they voted yes or no, we'll say, they voted to keep a day or they voted to let night continue, and we'll send that to all the players. That way, if you vote no, everyone can yell at you pretty much. So that's it for that. So now we can go back to our vote command and actually call that. So vote manager dot cast vote player dot get unique ID, and then yes. So that'd be true. Dot get unique ID false. Now in our plugin.yml, I'll add this. So commands vote description vote to keep a day or let night continue, and then usage / command yes or no, and then aliases you can use v. So /v is another option you could do. Okay, so the last thing we'll need is a task that will activate our start vote method here, because we need a way to actually start the vote. And the way that we'll do that is with a task that will check the time, because there is a bucket listener that will be called whenever the time changes, but that's only for manual changes. So if you do like /time or something like that, if you skip the time, but for just normal time changes where the time is progressing normally on a server, there's no listener for that. So what we'll do is make a bucket task that just runs every second or so, and we'll just check the current tick amount. And then if it's within a certain range or a certain number, like when it's starting to get dark on the server, we'll start the vote process, okay? So the code inside of this run method here will run every single time the task runs. So this will be a repeating task. So every single time this task runs, we want it to check to see if the time is within a certain range when it starts getting dark, right? Like I mentioned before, there's multiple worlds. So just for this version of the plugin, we're going to check all worlds. So for var world and then bucket.get worlds. We're just going to see if the time is within the range within at least one of the worlds. So long time is equal to world.get time. This will be a long that represents the time of the world in ticks. So we'll say if time is greater than or equal to, let's just say 12,000 is a really good number. This is when it starts getting dark on the server. So we'll say 12,000 L for long. And then we'll have another range. Let's see. I'll take this, paste it, and I'll make it less than or equal to 12,000. And we'll change it to, let's just say 12,100. The reason I'm not doing time is equal to 12,000 directly is because we're going to be running this task every second, which is 20 ticks. We're not going to do every tick because that's kind of a lot. So every single second we're going to run this task. In that case, we cannot guarantee that it will land exactly on 12,000. So we'll just have a range like 12,000 to 12,100, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. That way we can pretty much guarantee that when it starts getting dark, we will hit this in one of the worlds so we can start the vote, right? We'll also need our vote manager. So private final vote manager, initialize that. And now we also want to see and vote manager is vote active. We want to make sure the vote is not active. So if all that is satisfied, if it's within the range of the time that we need, and also the vote is not currently active, we're going to start the vote. So we'll do vote manager.start vote. And then we're going to break because we don't want the vote to be started multiple times for every single world. We're just going to make sure that it only runs for one world. That's enough to start the vote. So now to run the task, we'll go back to our main class here and do private bucket task, time check task, and then we'll start it here. This dot time check task is equal to bucket dot get scheduler dot run task timer, which is a way of running a repeating task. We'll use this for the plugin instance. Now we need a runnable, which is our task class. So we'll do new time check class task rather. And now we need a vote manager. So we'll do this dot vote manager. And finally, we just need the delay and the period. So the delay is how long to wait before starting this. So we'll just say 0. We'll start it right away. And then the period is how long to wait before running it again. So how long to repeat, basically. So we'll say 20 for 1 second. So 20 ticks, which is 1 second. So hopefully that all makes sense. We're just going to have this task here that will always check the time for all the worlds every single second and wait for when it starts to get dark. When it starts to get dark, we're going to start the vote. The reason I'm storing it to this field here instead of just running it is because when we disable the plugin, when we stop the server perhaps or reload the server, we want to kill the task so we can restart it when it starts back up. So we can do if this dot time check task is equal or not equal to null, then we're going to do time check this dot time check task dot cancel, and then we'll set it to null. So this dot time check task is equal to null. That's basically just to clean up everything. All right, so we should have done enough to test this out now. So now we have a way of starting the vote using our task. We also have a way of tracking votes via the vote manager, and we also finally have a way of casting votes via the vote command. Let's go ahead and hop on the server now and try it out. Okay, I'm on the server now, so we're going to do time set. We'll set it to just under 1200 so we can see it hit. So we'll do 11,900. It should go any second now. There we go. So it says a vote has started to skip the night. Vote yes with vote yes, or vote no with vote no. So we'll do vote no. Illuminati voted to let the night continue. It's getting darker. So after 30 seconds, it should process the votes. Let's just wait a second. There we go. It says vote results. Yes is 0. No is 1. The vote failed. Night will continue. So it works in that instance. Let's try it again. Okay, so we'll vote yes this time. We're going to keep a day. There we go. The time skipped. Perfect. Vote results, yes 1, no 0, the vote passed, setting time today. But I did notice a bug because I thought about something incorrectly. So if we set it to that and the vote starts, okay, we're just going to not vote and let's just see what happens. Look at that. So it changed it today even though the vote results, there was no votes, right? So it says the vote pass setting time today. We don't want that, obviously. We want it to be if there's no votes, then time continues as normal. So that's because right here, when I do keep day, we're calculating it if votes for day is greater than or equal to votes for night, then we keep it day. I actually was correct the first time. We should get rid of the equal sign and make it so that it only keeps it as day if the votes for day is greater than votes for night. Therefore, if the votes are equal or there's no votes at all, it will still continue to be night and the time will continue normally. But besides that, as you can see, everything seems to be working perfectly. One modification I want to make to this is making it so that instead of having to run these commands to vote, it would be really cool if you can just click the message. You can click yes or click no. That's actually something you can do within Spigot, which is awesome. So let's go back to the code and see how we can do that. This is another big boring piece of code, so I'll just paste it instead of typing it out and explain it to you. So we're still going to send it to all the players on the server using player.spigot.sendMessage. The difference though is that to have this click and hover effect that we're trying to do, we're going to be using text components. So instead of using like regular string messages, we'll use text components, okay? This is something that you can import from Bungie. So bungie.api.chat.text component. And then after that, you can just create little components. So component message, and then chat color gold, a vote has started to skip the night. So very similar to what we did before, except that you're wrapping it in a text component. And then we can have a yes button. So we're going to make a new text component that says yes. We're going to make it green. And then we're going to set a click event on it. We're going to say new click event action run command. So when you click it, it's going to run a command, and the command is /vote yes, because we want that, obviously to be ran. We already have that command, which is great. And then also what we'll do is make it so that when you hover over yes, it also says click to vote for keeping it day, just for extra information. And then for no, we'll do the same thing. So we're having a regular message, we're wrapping it in a text component, we're adding a click event to it, so when you click it, it runs a command /vote no. And then we'll have the hover event that says click to vote for letting night continue. And we'll send that to all the players on the server using player.spigot.sendMessage. Oh yeah, I removed a space here. Let me add it back and you'll see why. So let's go ahead and try it out now. So here's our message. It says a vote has started to skip the night, and then space. That's why I added the space back, and then yes, and then no. So you can see that when you hover over it, it gives the little hover tooltip, which is really cool. You can click yes. It says Illuminati voted to keep it day. So now we don't have to run the command, even though we can if we want to. I think that's just a really nice feature to have inside of your plugins because you can make them more user-friendly and just cool overall. Also, it lets me change my vote, which is interesting. So there we go. It says the final result is no, 1, the vote failed, and night will continue. If you want to, if you don't want the player to be able to spam it like this, obviously that's annoying. You can just add logic for that. Alright, so the last thing I want to do to make this plugin better is make it so that if all the players on the server have voted, we can just automatically finish the the count and just start processing it right away. We don't have to wait 30 seconds or whatever delay you set. The way that we can do that is every time someone casts their vote, we'll check to see if all the players have voted or not. Pretty simple. So we'll do that here. So we'll say int online players count is equal to bucket.get online players dot size, and we'll say if the votes size is greater than or equal to online players count. This means that everyone has voted, so we're going to go ahead and process the vote results. But also we want to make sure that we cancel this task here because we obviously don't want to process the vote results twice. So the way we can do that is by storing this into a variable, similar to what we did with the time check task. So up above, we're going to go up here, do private bucket task, vote task, like that. And then now down here, we could do this dot vote task is equal to that. And then here we could do this dot vote task dot cancel, just to make sure that it gets canceled. And so that way we can process the vote results without having to worry about it running after the delay. So it doesn't run twice. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's just go and test it out now. Back on the server, set the time. Let's wait a second. There we go. We'll do yes. And it said the results immediately. So vote results, yes, 1, the vote passed, setting time today. Awesome. Alright, that's it for this video, everybody. That's how you can make a plugin to vote to skip the night. I think it's pretty fun to learn how to create. Hopefully you guys found this interesting as well. And if you have any ideas for new plugins that I should make a video on, then please let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned a lot. I will see you guys next time, and peace. So that's it for this video, everybody. I really hope you learned something new. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also check the description below for important links to code and other resources, but also really important, join our Discord. We have a big community of over 5,000 programmers, and it's a place where you can find new friends or get help on any code that you're stuck on. If you want to support what I do on this channel, please consider hitting the join button below, and this will allow you to support my channel for as low as $1 a month, but there are different tiers to choose from if you want to. For anyone that becomes a member on my channel, you get a special rank on my Discord server, early access to new new videos, and you can just see yourself on the screen right now. So if that sounds cool to you, feel free to join. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you can't, that's okay too. I really just appreciate you watching the video anyway. Thank you so much. And that's it. Peace.